Hello, hello.
Hello there.
Kami in Tokyo. Welcome to the General Missions Podcast. How you doing, Steve?
I'm doing good, bud. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good.
Good.
So I hear that we're talking about some unsettling topics this evening.
A little bit, yeah. I kind of wanted to get into it because it's something that kind of rubbed me the wrong way when I heard about it. And the subject is this list, right? And I'm not talking about no grocery list, okay? I'm talking about a list. There's a particular list that was said to have been in the possession of the FBI or CIA or whomever.
Hello, Raven.
Raven, what's up, bud? That is suddenly just apparently it had never existed. And what got me questioning it is like I think it was the Attorney General, I think it was, who
her name is Pam Bondi.
That's who it was. Had mentioned that this list was on her desk, and then now all of a sudden there was no list. Like where did it go? It's supposedly it never existed. Supposedly,
Biden's dog ate it. That's why they had to put him down.
It's strange to me, and I want to know what's going on. I want to know why. Like, and I know that Trump said one of the things he was going to do was find out what's going on with that. Your destiny. And now all of a sudden it's not happening. It's I don't know, man. I don't know.
Well, I have my opinion.
What's your take on it?
I have my opinion. What's your take on it? I want your take. Because I always give the takes. I want your take.
My take on it is I think that what's happening with that is that there is a list that people who are in power, whether it's in government or banking or high profile people were supposedly on this list, and now I think that because of the amount of people that were on that list that are so high profile, whoever is in charge at the government or whatever was just like, you know what, just burn it, get rid of it. It never happened. It never existed, kind of thing. And what actually sparked me to really question this was that Asmund Gold had done a video on it. I think it was like yesterday, and how. And I was looking through the comments, and
Malonis 61998. Thank you for the sub.
Appreciate that,
buddy. Who is Malonis?
It's a buddy of mine from the joystick community, but also does like paperwork stuff too and everything. And it's
nice,
really cool dude.
Welcome. Are you ready for this? So let me ask you this. Mm-hmm. So the Epstein thing is. How long have you been following it? I would assume that it's been sort of recent that you've been keeping up with it.
Yeah, I never really delved too far into it that much. I for like things like that, things like the Diddy case, things like the Johnny Depp Amber Heard thing. Like,
you know, Diddy's gonna walk, right?
I heard about that. That's a whole nother fucking.
So yeah, it's not
weird thing. It's between that.
Always. He's a podcast chameleon.
Going from one podcast to the next one. So, yeah, man. but between the, Diddy pretty much being walking on the charges, he was found not guilty on that. Between that and the Epstein list suddenly just not existing, apparently, and them saying like, yeah, he did indeed unalive himself whilst in prison. Between those two things alone, I'm starting to think that the justice system. Not that I ever really had a ton of faith or held a candle to our justice system, but
yeah, I get that.
But like these two events alone are kind of making me think that like there's something going on here. And I just pulled up the comments that are really actually funny. That's one of the top ones is tomorrow there was no island,
right?
And someone else said, I can't believe the pedophiles won't reveal a list of pedophiles.
Yeah, right.
The list killed itself. Some really funny comments here. So someone else said, so if there are no clients, then why is I'm probably mispronouncing her name, Ghislaine in prison? Ghislaine. Why is Ghislaine in prison?
The only person in history who's been prosecuted for trafficking children to no one.
Yeah, that was another one. I'll say it again. Both sides are heavily implicated, including major foreign leaders. Yeah, it's just like,
so
yeah.
As you being a newbie to the truther movement, and me being mostly, the best joke I saw about it was that the Epstein file doesn't exist because Trump is probably on it and he doesn't want that out there. If that was the case, and this is what I always harken back to, if that was the case, the Democrats would have released it the last 4 years. They were trying to prosecute him on anything that they could possibly get him on, and that literally would be like a smoking gun. And if they do it the way that they did to Prince Andrew, because right now the only other person that was ever named on the list was Prince Andrew, and he's completely disgraced and stripped of his knighthood or whatever his princeliness or whatever the shit that is the royal family. So why wouldn't they take that opportunity to go after Trump like that?
Because the same people, like there are people of the Democratic Party on that list too, and they didn't like.
Yeah, but that's if they're willing to take down. If they're willing to take down a royal member, why wouldn't they do? Not only take him down and isolate him. So he's got nobody to run to, and he knows if he says another name, he's dead. Why wouldn't they do that to Trump? Why wouldn't the Democrats do that? Why don't they just release all the information on Trump? Why wouldn't they?
That's another thing I wanted to pick your brain on, because I know you're pretty deep into conspiracies and things of that nature, which is one of the things I love about you. And I wanted to get your take on it. So, like, why do you think all of a sudden? Because one of the comments on there was like Trump ran on releasing these files, and then today he says, "Are people still talking about that guy?"
I think everything everything about the Epstein case is over. What else can you do? The guy's dead. What are we doing now? Now we're just going to drag all of the victims that he had direct association with back into the courtroom so that they can give testimony to fucking talk about a dead guy. That's if he's dead. I don't necessarily believe that he's dead, but I'm just going to say we're going to go with the information that we currently have, and I'm going to go along the lines of like, if he's dead, what's the point of bringing the victims in to relive all the horror that they did?
Yeah,
with him, with that case. Because if
you're trying,
well, actually, he's in a ranch in Arizona, but I didn't say that. It's allegedly.
Where's your source?
if you were trying to prosecute everybody on that list, you wouldn't prosecute them through Epstein. That's a separate case. You can only bring a case against individuals. McAfee's another one out there, man. They're talk about a truther. If he's out there, God bless him. Supposedly there was supposed to be a famous person. Huh? John McAfee, the fucking wild man. Yeah, no, if McAfee's still alive, see, the only problem that I have with that is the fact that McAfee couldn't be this silent for this long. Especially with the things that are going on right now. I think that he would definitely be at the forefront of just spilling the beans. So McAfee is one of the other guys that actually like released a lot of this stuff and spoke his mind about a lot of this stuff. So, but going back, if you're going to actually start charging people on the client list, you're not going to talk about it. If you have an open investigation, you can lose the investigation by talking about the investigation. You understand? You can get thrown out in court as a mistrial. So I think this is one of those situations. Now, maybe this is just some hopium. Could be. Could very well be. But I was never under the suspicion. Like, so, okay, the Epstein discovery comes out and all these people get named in a list. They can't be prosecuted in that case. So now that they all know they're on guard, now they all know that the FBI is fucking watching them, right?
Okay.
Now they run. Now they hide. Because these aren't people that don't have options to run and hide. These are all people that can disappear into the fucking shady darkness that they came from with their private jets, and they don't obey TSA laws, and they do whatever the fuck they want, and they move wherever they want. What I thought was interesting, who was prosecuting the Epstein case?
I have no idea.
Who was prosecuting the Diddy case?
Not a clue.
See, it's funny. I believe her name, Miriam Comey. Hold on. Jim Comey's daughter. Maureen Comey. Do you know who Maureen Comey is?
I do not.
See, the problem is that a lot of, and don't take this the wrong way, a lot of normies are starting to wake up to the truth of what's going on, but they don't necessarily understand how all of this stuff works. So, Maureen Comey is the person who was prosecuting both of those cases. Both of those cases were absolutely abhorrent, aberration of justice. And who is she the daughter of? James Comey, the ex-head of the FBI. And who's now currently under investigation? That also got leaked. The same day that supposedly the Epstein stuff got wiped under the floor, ex-FBI director Comey and ex-CIA director John Brennan under investigation by Justice Department. Now, if homeboy here gets locked up, we don't need an Epstein list. Because the discovery right here is going to tell you everything you fucking need to know. And then if this cocksucker gets fucking locked up, and the discovery of that, it's going to tell you every single one of the operations that Diddy and Epstein and everybody else that we don't fucking know about was involved in.
That's another fucking scary thing. Is like these are just like human trafficking and all that shit is just such a terrible issue that like these are just the ones that we know about.
That one video I sent you of Brett Weinstein, he said it the best. We stumbled across a structure. We stumbled across a structure that existed right in front of our eyes, underneath of our noses, and we labeled it Jeffrey Epstein. And that's the problem, because it's not Jeffrey Epstein. He was a puppet. Yeah. He was an idiot. He was a fucking, he was virtually illiterate. Did you know that he had a Spotify account?
No.
Did you know that his Spotify account, one of the playlists was Me Likey, and the first song on it was Little Girls by what was it, Oingo Boingo?
I don't think I know that song. Oingo Boingo.
Oingo Boingo.
That sounds familiar.
Means nothing. It's just, I'm just pointing out like silly little things, and the fact that like he couldn't spell, like he spelled exercise wrong, and all sorts of other things on his playlist that he spelled wrong. And you're trying to tell me that this guy was some sort of mastermind financier that somehow mastermind this whole blackmail plot? No, he wasn't the blackmailer. Ghislaine Maxwell was, and the Maxwell family. And the Maxwell family still has ties to the UK fucking government.
Oh, shit.
I've been a truther for a long time.
See, that shit I didn't even know about. So that's the thing. Like whenever I'm anywhere near like remotely curious about like this kind of stuff, I go to you because I know that you research this shit. And I know like if I think something's like, I'm like, wait, what, really? This happened? I look it up and I'm like, oh, holy shit, he was right. Because I know you do your research. Because there are some times when I'm just like, I'm like, no way, that what? And I'll like look it up and I'm like, oh wow, this is.
Sometimes I'm wrong. Sometimes I get things wrong.
You're seldom wrong though.
But usually I do my best not to open my mouth about things I don't understand. I think the Epstein list is being closed because there's no reason to persecute that situation any further. I think they have all the information. Now, the other thing is, the other possibility of this whole situation is it was actually destroyed. There's no reason why it wouldn't be. This came to light at the end of Trump's last term. All of this stuff became aware. And you want to talk about a conspiracy theory that there might have been a schmoelection in 2020 that would have been because of this, that it wasn't for any other reason than to get in here and to destroy as much classified information as they possibly could. Because who was investigating Trump through his entire first term? Jimmy Comey.
That's interesting.
Yeah. The whole reason that Epstein was even arrested was in Trump's first term. I'll never forget when I saw that it had happened. I was like, nice.
And that's another thing is a lot of people were saying like because Trump was seen in like, what was it, the 80s or something with Epstein, like at a party or something.
Yeah.
But that's like the only time you ever really see them together. And
I'm not
as a result, but like once Trump had heard about all that stuff, he said he broke all contact with him. I'm gonna be
completely honest with you. The story that I was told is that he invited, at the time, he was like Epstein was a mutual friend of Trump's, and every major New York player, because he literally lived around the corner from the Pope. Most people don't fucking realize that. Is that Pope Francis? You know, the one that would hit all the fucking kitty diddlers for the Vatican? Yeah, Epstein lived behind him and like a house over. So Epstein had connections, huge, massive connections. So why wouldn't he be introduced to the most powerful man in New York at the time? And as the story goes, that Trump, like he always does, like he tells everybody, this is the thing, this is what a lot of people don't realize, is if we wanted to, you and I, we could go to Mar-a-Lago. And if it's one of the days that he's there. He's just going to walk around and say hi and walk up to you, and you could be like, yo, and he'll walk right up to you. So supposedly the story goes that Epstein went down to Mar-a-Lago. Trump started hearing rumors that this guy was being a creep to like the kids in the place. And he found out that the guy was talking to a 15-year-old at the time. And he went and he confronted him. And then he banned him from Mar-a-Lago. Now, I have heard plenty of stories and read plenty of stories and testimonies that Trump is protective of children. So I don't really I've never really bought the fact that he was into little kids. It doesn't sell for me. Because all the other people that were also implicated in the Epstein thing have other implications around them. They have other stuff that leads back to that. I also just sent you another one where, oh, that was a good one. The journalist who actually wrote one of the fact-checked articles about John Podesta. John Podesta's friend who debunked Pizzagate arrested for raping toddlers. Slade Soman, editor-in-chief of The Recount and friend of former Hillary Clinton campaign chair John Podesta, was arrested last month for raping multiple toddlers and babies. It's all coming apart, dude. It's all fucking coming apart. Because this is what they do. They got the list, and they're going to fucking put the pressure on all the ancillary people on the outside that have direct ties to the people on the inside. And then they're going to start charging the people on the inside. So while everybody else is here going like, ooh, Epstein, fucking Trump's a jerk off. Ooh. I'm here just staying cozy. Gonna watch. Yes, Raven, you heard me right. These are sick fucking people. And I hope if they ever go to prison that they end up getting bone tomahawked. Good one, Tyson. I like that. So where are you at now?
Who, me or Tyson?
You. Where are you at now?
Me? Oh, sorry, that was a lot to take in.
When you're dealing with a structure, when you're dealing with a fucking solid structure that of pieces, disconjointed and decentralized pieces that exist throughout an entire nation, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you're not talking about like making like 1 or 2 arrests. You're not talking about arresting like 10 people that were on the list. You actually want to get like all 150 people on the list. How do you nail these people down when they have access to like being able to disappear to anywhere in the fucking planet? More specifically, being able to disappear to places that have non-extradition laws.
What are non-extradition laws?
That means if they go to that country, the country's going to serve them protection. So like Russia or, Ukraine. All the places that these people have been setting up for years and decades to make sure that they have areas that they can go to just in case anything, shit hits the fan. Now, I don't now personally, I think that if Putin found out that he was harboring a criminal, a fugitive that was on the hook for harming children, I think he'd take care of that without us having to ask. Yeah. Maybe, but that's just from the things that I've read and figured out about him. He's not the greatest guy. He is a world power. He is sort of a dictator. But
Trump?
No, talking about Putin.
Oh yeah. He's 100% a dictator.
But he's trying to reestablish a based state.
Him and Kim Jong, who's the current one? I always make some Kim Jong Un is the one now. Like
Kim Jong Il was his father.
Il was the father. So, but like Putin and Kim Jong Un, like aren't they like really buddy and they like
not
meet
really.
up a lot?
Not really.
No.
No, Kim Jong Un hasn't really made a public appearance since his public appearance with Trump.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. Extremely. I got my own fucking theories about that.
There was something that I saw. Where was it? Because there was like this train that Kim Jong Un takes specifically to go through Russia, and it's this like train that is like super armored and has like all this defense stuff on it, and yeah, June of 2024 was the last time he visited Putin, or no, Putin was June 2024 when Putin visited Putin went to North Korea.
Went to North Korea. Yeah, Kim Jong Un has been very low profile for a long time. There was a point where they suspected that he was dead, but then he popped back up. But he hasn't been making a lot of public appearances.
I just
think it's really fucking interesting that they weren't able to get an ICBM outside of the what is it, the Sea of China or the Bay of somewhere right around Japan, and then all of a sudden they had, after Trump met up with them, all of a sudden they had the technology to be able to hit everywhere in the world. It's so weird, except for the U.S. because they can't hit the U.S. yet. Weird.
That is strange.
That is very strange.
It's very coincidental.
Best ally you got is one that nobody believes that you're allies with, because then nobody sees it fucking coming.
I got tons of news that transpired. I'll send your way. I thought it was good. I thought he was good friends with Russia. I think maybe every time he appears, he doesn't look well.
The last one that I saw that he posted a picture of was him standing in front of some of his giant fucking rockets in a leather jacket.
Who, Kim Jong-un?
Mm-hmm. In a leather jacket that looked like the Maverick jacket from fucking Top Gun. I'm not kidding. Not kidding. But we're here to talk about Epstein. Have you ever heard of Isaac? Have you ever heard of Isaac Kappy?
I have not.
You should look into Isaac Kappy. I've sent you a couple of his videos. Isaac Kappy was one of the guys. He was a low-level actor. He played in like Thor. He was an extra. He had some lines. He had some roles.
Yeah.
And then he randomly committed suicide out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And soon thereafter, after he started naming names that were showing up to these parties that he wasn't really directly associating with Diddy.
Yeah. Right. I remember him he was like he was like not an A-lister, but he's been in movies, and I remember him bringing up stuff about like how a lot of like the pedophilia that goes on in Hollywood.
Brackets and jackets, brother. Brackets and jackets. The CIA is infiltrated. The FBI is infiltrated. Most fucking local governments are infiltrated at this point. It's not good. It's not good. We're on the verge of fucking like civil war.
Fucking hope not.
We are.
See, this is what like why bother like first of all, it's
bigger than you realize, but go ahead.
I just can't wrap my head around like why do people want to fuck kids? Like you want to get go get a prostitute or something. Like fucking get a male sex toy thing and just fucking put some porn on and have at it. Like there's no like I can't and then like there's but like between that and like these people who want to go to fucking war with Russia or Ukraine or like like just fucking, or Iran, and just fucking, why can't we live and let live? You know, why can't we all just fucking like do,
well,
like,
this is the thing, we haven't talked about that. I know that I voiced my opinion that I wasn't supportive of the war in Iran, because I'm not. I am not supportive of our men dying in foreign land. I'm fucking sick of it.
I agree. By the way, for the record, everybody, John and I love our kids. We love our families. There's no reason we would ever.
I am not suicidal.
Yeah. Just let the record show.
But I grew up in the time of American excellence. I grew up in the time that technology was going to be the thing that was going to end all wars. And I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. The way that Trump handled that situation is exactly the way that I expected that we should have been handling every fucking war previously. He went over there, dropped 6 fucking bombs, and then said, "Good night, we're done." And then said, "Come to the table and we'll negotiate." I think that's exactly the way that we should, as Americans, as being the superpower. There's no fucking reason for us to have people in the front lines of any fucking war unless they are attacking us. So,
well, we supposedly launched missiles at their nuclear sites, right?
So here's the deal. Here's the deal with Iran. This is the problem that everybody's kind of overlooking. Now, Iran is the main bankroll of every terrorist organization on the planet. Some could say that, yeah, even America has bankrolled some at some certain points. Yeah, that's happened. Mistakes. Each administration does their own dumb, stupid fucking thing. I do believe that there was an ex-first lady who even tried to sell uranium to the Iranians. But
sell uranium to the Iranians.
Yes, uranium to the Iranians. Say that 5 times fast. Uranium to the
I
Iranians.
Literally was just going to try to sell Iranium to the Iranians. Sorry, go on.
I do not believe that the Rothschilds are the main bankroll to terrorist organizations. I don't. I do believe Iran is. I think we touched a little bit about the ideologies of them. I think the Rothschilds are on the back foot. I think they're getting pummeled. I think that the Rothschilds are the main driving force I think they bankroll Soros, and I think they are the main driving force in disrupting all of the European borders and turning it into the Union. And that's where I think that they're focusing most of their control on, because they all live in fucking Europe. So yeah, that's my feeling about that. I think that the Muslims have been used as useful idiots in a lot of color changes and ideological wars to stimulate downfalls of governments and disruption. I have a grandfather who was fired from his own bank after he was introduced to a Rothschild years ago. I mean, not surprised. I didn't say that they didn't come here. They definitely come here, but they live in Europe. Do I believe in the 12 richest families? Yes. I do believe that there are 12 rich families, and I think that they have their own territories. And I think that I think that we live in a neo-feudalistic society that we don't even recognize.
I could see that. I think the way the government has proceeded since the establishment of the American government.
No.
It's been
since about 1967.
Let me rephrase. I think it's crazy that we revolted over a 2% tax on tea, and now we're just we're getting taxed on everything, and
different people, different mindset.
So much more.
It was different people, different mindset that actually valued God and freedom. And I think that after the first, my honest opinion is, because everybody says like in World War II, the Americans really didn't help. They really didn't help. They really didn't stop fucking Germany through like just absolutely trouncing all of Europe. The Americans really didn't fucking help. The Americans really didn't fucking help, stop Japan from like swearing that they were going to fight until the last drop of Japanese blood hit the ground. No, I think what they actually saw was an entire nation and the fear and the entire nation coming together as one and producing an absolute unstoppable force. And realizing that Americans, by their nature, we are dangerous. And I know that sounds crazy, but it's true. Because the average American out here has come like maybe not the average. It's probably not the average. The average rural American deals with death, with livestock, deals with death all around them, has handled weapons. And most Americans know how to survive in the absolute worst conditions. Now, yeah, are there fat Americans? And there's also the fucking the armchair millennials that fucking don't do shit for themselves. Yeah, they exist. Are we in the same group? See, this is the thing. Is like the bottom line is, if you want to win a war, you let America do what it does best.
Fuck shit up.
Fuck shit up. That's what Iran was. Iran was a shot over the bow to everybody who's been trying to fuck with America. And like, nobody realizes that. 3 bombers flew across the planet, not from a ship in the ocean somewhere. They flew from the other side of America, across the Atlantic Ocean, over fucking Africa, bombed the shit out of people, took out every fucking target that we wanted to take out of, turned around and flew back. And they flew right over top of Wildwood.
Wow.
And that was, and they flew in. They never got picked up on radar. They never even fucking knew they were in the airspace until boom, boom, boom. And that's the way that we should fight wars. Total and complete domination and absolute zero loss of life on our half. And you know what's going to end up happening? Everybody across the planet tightened up their assholes. China ain't talking about invading Taiwan anymore. All the people that were talking about fighting fucking wars and were like, oh, is America going to be able? They went, oh, man. Oh, man. Yeah, all right. Do I approve of Israel opening up the first shots? No, I don't. I don't really think that. I'm not getting into that. I'm not getting into their fucking religious war. They can fucking bicker amongst themselves. And do I think that we should have been a part of that? No. Have we had history of dealing with the Ayatollah? Yes. We have history with the Ayatollah. Have they held our people prisoner? Have they tortured our people? Yes. Yes, they have. Have they kind of deserved this for a while? Yeah. Has America really had a reason to go in there and deal with it? No. Other than the fact that they're the ones that are shipping out all the bombs to and footing the bill for all the bombs and the car bombs that have been bombing Sweden and bombing France and bombing fucking every other fucking country that's out there. It's all coming out of Iran. Now, I love Iranian people. I love Iranian people. The people themselves are amazing fucking people. And some of the people that the people who have left Iran and left that ideology and have come to America and assimilated are some of the greatest fucking people on earth. Have you ever heard of Patrick Bet David?
Mm-mm.
I could list a bunch of Iranian people. The problem is And yeah, it might be America's fault, because I believe that there was a color change, color revolution that actually happened back in like the 70s that actually overthrew their current leader.
He looks familiar.
And then installed
a podcaster,
yeah.
media person. Okay, I've seen him somewhere. Probably seen clips of his podcast or something before.
When we dropped the bombs, and I think I sent this to you. When we dropped the bombs in Iran, the Iranian people were out in the streets cheering, because it's the first time that like they were actually allowed to go out after curfew, because they're strict Sharia. Women have to be fully fucking covered. They are not allowed to move without a male escort. They're not, the males. It is strict Sharia Shia law, and it's imposed by the government. And the people do not like the government. If you saw pictures of Iran before the Ayatollah came to power, they looked like America. They were just a little browner.
I was like in the 70s, right? Or like 60s or 70s.
It was a fucking vacation destination at a certain point.
Yeah. It's funny you say that, because I just came across something in my like YouTube shorts like algorithm. Like it was like a random clip of like, I think it was like the late 60s, early 70s. And it was just like Iran in the 60s. And it was just like,
I would love
they were in the brightly colored clothes and listening to music and dancing and having a good time.
I would love to see Iran get returned to their former glory, because the people are beautiful, beautiful people, but they are under an absolutely bloodthirsty thumb.
Actually, I have I would say an adoration, an appreciation for like some threads of Middle Eastern culture, as far as like, you know, I'm not exactly, I'm not going to be like, oh, like I love the Quran, but like just like certain things about like first of all, the food's great. Bollywood,
that's
great movies.
That's not Middle East.
Doesn't miss.
It's not.
That's not Middle East.
No, that's India.
Isn't it? Isn't India in the Middle East?
No, it's East Asia
or Eastern Asia,
south of China.
I thought it was more. I don't know. I'm not geographically literate. I'll be honest. But like
China.
But even just like the architecture of like the buildings and stuff, and
it's the cradle of civilization. Like, it's where we all fucking came from. Most of us.
Like it's awesome. Like one of my favorite movies was Kingdom of Heaven.
Steve just insulted. It's the other way around. Steve just insulted Iran.
Whatever. I don't know. Like tell me to point up. Give me a map with like no borders around anything, and tell me where's this country, and I'm just gonna be like, I don't know. Or like even in the United States, just be like,
no.
I have a rough idea of like where all the states are, but I just can't off the top of my head. But
nice. Okay.
Yeah, man. Like,
right, here we go. Here we go. Ba-da-doo. Okay. Where is
fuck you,
America?
I know where America is, asshole.
Okay. Let's see if I can blow this up a little bit.
God, you're such a piece of shit. You're really fucking making me do this right now?
Where's open a new tab? I want to open picture in tab. There it is. Ah, there we go. Cool. Okay. Where is this? What is that?
All right, let me.
Where my arrow is.
Your arrow?
Yeah.
That's Egypt.
Correct. Very good.
Yeah. All right. All right. Look at.
Okay.
Okay.
Another easy one. Where's this?
I'm waiting for the stream to catch up. It's still. Italy, the boot.
The boot.
Italia.
Where's this? You know what this used to be?
I'm waiting for Oh, I don't fucking know.
Carthage.
Carthage. I don't even know. I've never heard or said that word in my life.
Okay. So who's this? Who's this guy? Who's that? Who's that guy right there?
That's China.
China.
Yeah.
Okay. Who's this? Looks like the turd of Asia.
That's India.
Correct. See, you
right.
know where you know.
I know something.
Okay. Where's Iran?
Isn't it like just above it?
Try over here.
I'm waiting for the stream to catch up so I can. It's all the way over there?
Yeah, dude. That's the Middle East. Where my cursor is where the Middle East is. This is the Middle East. Now, what's this? Right? Yeah. Yeah. Right about there. Near. This little doohick right there.
Where it's like just connecting to Africa?
Yeah. What's that called? But we'll say more east, a little more east, but that same sort of section of like connecting to Africa.
Jordan?
You're good. That's very good. That's a little too east. Little west now.
That part where the mouse is, where it's just barely touching the continent of Africa.
Tyson got it.
Israel?
Yep.
Okay. See, I thought Israel was like further north.
Like up this way? No.
It's like Eastern Europe.
No, it's like right here. It's like right fucking here. And the Gaza Strip is right here.
I think Ratsu was right. I am a himbo.
No, you're not. Stop. What's this right here? I think it's this one. Yeah, it's towards the tip. Who's that right there?
Isn't that's towards the end, like I think the far most left area of that is Portugal, right?
Correct. Very good.
Portugal,
the main, and then right north of it is obviously
just north of that.
Yeah,
Spain,
España. Very good, dude. See,
right?
Look at that. Look at that. We're smart. Look at that. See, everybody, all the fucking Europeans and all the other fucking foreign jerk offs say that we don't know what you can't point to it on the map. Guess what we just fucking did? The fuck we just did. Jersey boys.
Now where's Jersey?
Right there. So then you got Japan, and then you got Mongolia. Mongolia is up there, and then you have the Scandinavian twin dicks up here. Then you got the UK. You look at the UK. It's right there. Oi, fish and chips, beans and toast. UK.
I didn't realize how small the UK is compared to.
These motherfuckers talk a lot of trash for being that big, huh? Fucking tough guys.
Oi, gov.
Macedon? Or do you mean Macedonia?
I miss Psycho. Can John find Macedon? Mastodon? It's a great band.
Tyson, do you mean Macedonia? Macedonia is a weird one because I know that it has, Macedonia. My bad. No, you're good. I'm not even going to front. No, I don't. I don't have any idea where Macedonia is. If I had to guess, I would say that it's close to Greece, but also the Balkans. So I would assume that it's like over here-ish, because I know that it has ties to the Middle East. Yeah, right. It's Macedonia, but it's close to the Middle East, and it's also close to Russia, because I've met Russians who consider themselves Macedonians. It's right above it. It borders to Turkey across the straits. So it's up here. Okay. Or it's Greece over here. Oh, I thought Greece was on the backside, on the lower side over here. I am from a little country. My family is. I believe it's right over here. And here, it's like right there. Known as Slovenia. So there and then north. Oh, I didn't know that. Told you, I didn't know. Was guessing. I am from over this way-ish. Matter of fact, I'll actually just look it up. Didovos, Slovakia. This is actually where the last member of my family lived before they moved to the United States back in like the 1700s. No, earlier than that, because we actually had a Slovenian-speaking grandmother that was here in 1903.
I wonder. I think I know the answer to this because I looked it up before.
That's what I thought. I thought Greece had like weird. They went all along the back end of the Mediterranean. They used to be all different actual countries, but you knew that. Peloponnese, which has cities like Naxos, Sparta, and the Corinth, is the five-handed shape region. Gotcha.
Look up the Cree and Groven territories. That's where my bloodline comes from. Way, way north of the Americas.
I actually, because I was doing like family tree lineage stuff, I actually found the house that my great grandfather, now that I'm thinking about it, my great grandfather was originally born in, which is pretty wild.
Wow. That's pretty cool.
Shout out to everybody in Greece. So fucking hot in here. It's like 90 degrees.
Yeah, it's fucking brutal out. Yeah, if you look up where the Cree and Groven territories are, that's where
Cree.
That's where I'm from, supposedly. Cree, or Cree, and then Groven is spelled GROS space VENTRE.
Say that again. GROST
VENTRE. So like way like up in like Canada.
The way that you're saying that is making my brain just like,
yeah, like it's spelled like gross ventry, but it's pronounced Groven.
Ventry.
Because I'm half Groven, half Cree. The name lesbian comes from an island in
Lesbos.
Aegean.
Yes, Lesbos.
Called Lesbos.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
The tribal territories of Montana.
Yep.
You weren't in Canada, where, you fucking goober. You were out west.
The Cree. Look up the Cree Nation. Look up the Cree territories.
Tribal territories of Montana: the Blackfeet Reservation, Flathead Reservations. Now, wait, Blackfeet and Gross Ventry, Groven, Crow.
Actually,
okay, yeah, it's coming up. Cree territory, Quebec, Alberta, Manitoba, Ontario, Saskatchewan, Quebec, and Northwest Territories.
This is actually
the problem with that is the fact that there was
for my res.
There you go.
Shout out to Fort Belknap.
They were so nomadic. And I think that what people misunderstand or misrepresent is the fact that just because you see this giant territory here, there wasn't people like the way that we imagine people in today's society from the far left all the way to the far right. No, there was a group of people that could be a couple of thousand that moved all throughout this territory, all over from one end to the other.
And there was actually a lot of wars fought between different tribes.
Yes.
For those territories.
For specific tribal territories. And like people see this and they're like, oh, wow, they had this whole nation. It's like, no. You would need millions of people to take up that space on that part of the planet. Like, that's the other part is people do not realize like how much space that actually is. That's like a fucking billion acres. Right? My father-in-law and my in-laws, they live at the northernmost part of Maine. In this very specific part of Maine, this whole section, about the size of that hand, is 1 million acres. That's where they live. They live where there's 1 million acres that somebody owns, by the way, and uses to cut down trees and lumber and all that fucking good stuff. But just to take it into consideration that hand is 1 million. How big is that fucking territory? That territory is fucking massive. And there was people moving all through that at different points of the year, different times, different solstices, moving to stay in the decent weather. The Swampy Cree. Were you a Swampy Cree? You're a Swampy Cree in the summer.
I heard there was different. Yeah, there was like what is it? No, I think there was like a tundra one. There was a Plains Cree. I think that's one of the ones that I was either, or that my bloodline is. There's Plains Cree, Woodland Cree, Swampy Cree, Moose Cree, Atikamekw, and James Bay Cree. I would have been, or at least my lineage. Yeah, Plains Cree. I actually got the map right here. I just sent it in the live chat.
Well, how about that? Did you read this?
What's up? Groven referred to two main things: a Native American tribe and a geographical location, both in the United States. The Groven people, also known as the Onomatopoeia, are historically Algonquin-speaking tribe, now located in Montana. Groven is also the name of a mountain range and a river, but located in the greater Yellowstone ecosystem. Interesting.
Right here.
Gorbachev, its name translates to big belly in French, are also known as. Yeah, I heard that it's translated to big belly.
I would rather go by Atsin or Ayananen. It says right here, Gros Ventre. Not that I doubted you. I just wanted to get the I would not go by Gros Ventre. Because that's the fucking French, and that's literally going by the name of the colonizers who named them.
Yeah.
Just putting that out there.
No, I feel you. Well, that's another thing. If I go to the actual, where is it?
Tyson, I am 50% Iroquois and 25% Tewa, but my Basque heritage, I assume that's my basic heritage, makes me look like white and blue eyes. No, Basque, no, that Basque heritage.
Yeah, so the particular res that my birth mother's brother got this hat from the reservation, who gifted this to me when I met them, is the home of the Nakota and Ani nations, which it's just AANIIIH, which I think is a variant of
Ananin.
the Grovin. Yeah.
I have a very distant relative in my past. So my family, on both sides of my family, I have certain lineage that came here like in the 1600s, and then I also have ones that showed up like very early. So like the Philibers, which is my grandmother's side of the family, and the Heichmans. The Heichmans have been here for way back. The Heichmans have been here since before the state, before the United States were actually established, and they actually hold a territory in Virginia still to this day, where it is a independent territory, not under the American common law, known as the Bowman Plantation or the Bowman Territory, because Heichmans are Bowmans. Well, God only knows what they did, but I do have Blackfoot way fucking back there somewhere.
Really?
Yep.
Wow.
Not that I could ever actually claim it, but yeah, I do have. I've been told that I have a Blackfoot relative.
Interesting.
I am a mutt of the highest fucking order. I am not kidding. I have fucking Egyptian. I have Mongolian. I have like my sister's DNA thing. We had Neanderthal, which means that I'm from like the northern part of like Germany and all that stuff. Like I am fucking from everywhere. And yeah,
you're the poster boy of Heinz 57.
Yeah, I have Coptic Christian, which is Egyptian. Yeah, it's fucking wild.
I've never heard of Coptic.
Two parts of my family, my mom's side of the family, was from a place called Alsace-Lorraine, and my dad's side of the family was also from Alsace-Lorraine. But from different time periods. Alsace is a weird place. It's like right on the border of like Germany and France, and it goes back and forth. Sometimes it's French, sometimes it's German, sometimes it's French.
Sounds confusing.
So, the list.
We went from talking about that to heritage shit.
The only thing that I think that would actually like completely stifle its ever being released or actually being prosecuted is, I think personally, if how do I say this? If I think that it's actually highly detrimental to the world's economy. Like global economy, not the United States, global economy.
Okay.
And I think that if it gets fully prosecuted without a level of tact, that we're talking about like good chance that there's going to be like a fucking global collapse. And if you're talking about like 500 CEOs all being prosecuted and arrested at the exact same time.
Yeah.
Do I think that means that they're allowed to get off the hook? No. No, I don't think so at all. I think they should all be prosecuted. Do I think that Trump, the businessman, is going to allow fucking 500 companies to go under fucking belly up? Can't do business and can't do deals with people who don't fucking exist or companies that don't exist. Does he really want to be on the hook for fucking half the country that he promised was going to bring? He was going to bring a golden age to starve.
Not likely.
Right?
Oh boy.
A lot of people get it wrong. A lot of people say that like Trump plays like 4D chess. Like that's the fucking meme that, you know, Trump does 4D chess. Trump is a chess player. That's what everybody gets fucking wrong, is that Trump is a chess player. He knows how to play chess, and he knows how to play chess well. You don't make moves. You just don't make moves to detriment your side, and you don't make those sacrifices. And I just don't think that, yeah, do you sacrifice a pawn here and there to make sure that you can push forward through? Yes, but only when the attack is clear. When you play chess, you think like 10 moves ahead. What I think is going to continue happening, what people don't understand about this entire situation, you know why it feels? It's only been fucking 7 months. It's only been 7 months, actually, like roughly 6 months since he's been in office. It feels like it's been 4 fucking years. You know why? Because he's gotten more done in 6 months than any president has, including his first term, in the past 10 years. And I'm saying that about his last term, because he was held up so bad. And what I think is going to keep happening is every fucking week, it's going to be a new thing. This Epstein list, this is just one thing, dude. It's going to be here and fucking gone in a couple of days. And if this fucking true, if it's true that that Comey and fucking Brennan are under investigation, that's all you fucking need, man. That's all they got. They're the keepers of the dark secrets. Legit.
Yeah, I don't know anything about those two, so it's. I should probably look them up, see what that whole thing is about. But people gonna wake up and see that there's too much going on him. How do you mean, Tyson?
How do you mean, Ty?
Because like I said, like I didn't vote for Trump. Really liked Trump.
I get it.
Just like as a businessman, like as a businessman, like with how the casinos failed and how like.
But the casinos
he tried to make his own college and
the casinos
and
didn't
try
fail.
to make his own state company and
the
like,
casinos. Too much of who's being accused of. The casinos didn't fail. That's a lie. The people, and don't take this the wrong way, the people who claim that the casinos failed don't understand corporate business. Do I like it? No, I don't like it fucking at all. But the reality is the undermining of the Taj Mahal and the undermining of the Marina and the undermining of the Trump Plaza was due to a guy by the name of Carl Icahn, who is a notorious, slash and burn economist. And what does he do when he goes in there? Exactly what I just said. He slashes and fucking burns. They failed because of him, not because of Trump.
What's his name?
Carl Icahn, Icahn. Tyson, do me a favor, clarify. Too much that he is being accused of. I don't understand. Who's being accused? I was there. I was employed by Taj Mahal during the slash and burn. I'm completely aware of how it worked and how it operated. But this was sort of the thing that me and my dad were talking about earlier today. When you come up with a company, you build a company, do you really want to be a slave to the company for the rest of your life? Or do you want to sell that off for a huge, payout?
You know what? That's what we got to do. Screw the podcast. Let's make an app and then sell it for a cool $1 million.
Tyson, he's been getting accused. Trump's been getting accused of shit ever since he decided to run for fucking president back in 2016. They've accused him of being a Russian fucking asset. They've accused him, and none of it comes true. None of it's true. It's all propaganda horse shit cooked up by John Brennan and James Comey. That's the truth.
Just the thing, but some of the shit he said just rubs me the wrong way.
That's fine.
I
get it.
Like what, like the stuff, when he's talking about the grab her by the pussy shit, and the stuff he says about his daughter.
All right, the stuff about his daughter was never confirmed. The stuff about his daughter, if I was come on. And the grab her by the pussy thing, I guarantee that you and I have said far fucking worse on this podcast. And that's what you're going to judge him on?
You think we've said far worse things than grab her by the pussy on this podcast?
I think we said some pretty fucked up things, yeah.
Name one thing.
Off the top of my head, I'd have to fucking think of it, but I'm pretty sure I've accused you of doing gay shit with one another. I grab you by the pussy. I grab you by the pussy every time I see you. And that's my point. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
It's all fun and games, and it's funny. What pisses me off is when you try to touch my dick with your foot. That's what. Yeah. And you do it just to skeeve me out.
I do it just specifically to skeeve you the fuck out. The whole reason. Because I know it'll freak you the fuck out.
I don't know. I think that's not synonymous with saying, I just go up to a woman and I just kiss her and I grab her by the pussy. I'm like,
That's not what he said.
That's exactly what he said.
No, it isn't. He was talking to a friend of his in a makeup bus, and the guy was recording him without his knowledge. And the guy said, "Can you get pussy here?" And Trump says, "Oh yeah, the girls will fucking fall all over you. They'll let you just walk right up and grab them by the pussy." That's what he was talking about. Shit, dude. When I worked at a fucking strip club, I promise you, I said far fucking worse than that.
Here it is, the Access Hollywood tape. I don't even wait when you're a star. They just let you do it. You can do anything.
Is that just some braggadocious shit that he said in private that he was expecting to be fucking private?
But even in private,
you don't think
I don't talk like that. I can't imagine.
Come on. Let's be honest.
I'm being honest.
Let's be honest. Now, have we ever said anything about like against a person's will? No. But at the same time, we've totally in front when you're out front of the fucking strip club and some guy walks up and says something fucking stupid to you. Have you ever said something fucking stupid to him back?
Almost every time.
Every fucking time. Some of it being gratuitous.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Depends on what they say.
It depends on what they say. Yes. I mean, we don't know the full context of that fucking quote. We don't know the full context of the conversation that was happening with it. You know what I think it fucking shows? I think it shows that he's fucking human. Where a lot of these guys, a lot of these politicians, you'll never catch them on a hot mic saying anything along any of those lines. But they do that kind of shit. Anthony Weiner. I told you about Anthony Weiner. He literally sent dick pictures of himself. I think he was the New Jersey governor. No, he wasn't a governor. Anthony.
What a terrible last name.
What a terrible last name. Anthony, disgraced fucking Anthony Weiner.
Just call me Tony Penis. Just go ahead.
He was New York City Council, and he was also a U.S. House Rep.
Here we go. Sexting scandals.
Yep. Where's that at?
Again, where he used the social media website Twitter to send a link that contains sexually suggestive picture of himself to a 21-year-old woman. After initially denying reports that he had posted the image, he admitted that he had sent the link to the photo, which was described in the Gazette 2011 as an erection barely covered by a man's underwear.
Mm-hmm.
Also sent sexually explicit photos and messages to women before and during his marriage.
Yes.
He denied ever having met or having had a physical relationship with any of the women. Announced his intention to resign Congress effective June 23rd.
In September of 2016, claims were published that Weiner had engaged in sexting with a 15-year-old girl from North Carolina, and devices owned by Weiner were seized as part of the investigation into this incident. Emails that were pertinent to the Hillary Clinton email controversy, wonder why this got swept under the rug, were discovered on Weiner's laptop. The discovery prompted FBI Director James Comey to reopen that investigation several days before the 2016 U.S. presidential election. Comey announced his decision in a letter to Congress and an article in the New York Times, and Comey's letter was entitled, Emails and Anthony Weiner Inquiry Jolt Hillary Clinton's Campaign. What? Wait, what? To the New York Times about Comey's letter was entitled, an article. Okay, I read that wrong. I thought Comey titled that. Clinton, who went to lose the 2016 election, later asserted that if the election had been held prior to the release of the Comey's letters, she would have prevailed. Analyst Nate Silver opined that Comey's letter probably cost Clinton the election. I wonder what he's paying for. I wonder what Comey's paying for. I wonder why Comey put 8647 on his Instagram. You know what that means, right?
8647?
Yeah.
No.
You know what 86 means? It means to eliminate something off the menu.
Oh, yeah.
Who's the 47th president? Yep. That was on his Instagram. And when they asked him, like, dude, what does that mean? Oh, I was just walking on the beach. And I saw this picture and I thought it was pertinent. Fucking scoozer. Fucking douchebag. Nah, he's paying the price.
Yeah, you know, I had to think, because I worked in the restaurant business for 86 onions, right? Onions.
Everybody keeps getting it wrong. They're like, oh, it means this from the mafia and it means that from the no. Anybody who works in the fucking food industry knows it means take it off the menu.
Yeah. we're out of fucking onion rings. 86 onion rings.
But this is exactly my point. I brought up Anthony Weiner to talk about something else, and these people are all fucking tied together.
I was just saying, when Weiner answered questions, he said that he had the continuing support of his wife, Huma Abedin, who was a longtime aide to Hillary Clinton. He had married Abedin in July 2010 in a ceremony officiated by Bill Clinton. As the allegation that he engaged in phone sex, Weiner neither confirmed nor denied the statement, although he did not want to impinge privacy. Blah, 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 blah.
So he ends up doing some. I believe he did some time. They made him pay the penalty, the white collar penalty of like going to the Club Med for a bit, and he got divorced from Huma. But who's Huma married to now? Huma Abedin.
I think
current spouse Alexander Soros.
No shit.
Who's Alexander Soros? Is an American investor and philanthropist. I always love that one. Philanthropist. One of the 5 children of billionaire George Soros.
Philanthropist me off.
He currently chairs the board of directors of Open Society Foundations. Where does that go? Let's see where that link goes.
Isn't that who was funding the riots?
I mean, not directly. They would never openly fucking fund the riots. Come on now, Steve. That could get us in trouble. What are they going to do? Sue us for nothing?
Yeah. You got to take all $12 out of my bank account.
Where we go? Activities. Progressivism. The foundation reported granting $33 million to civil rights and social justice organizations and funding the including groups such as Organize the Black Struggle, Missourians Organizing to Reform Empowerment, 2020, Foundings Institution, Bard College, International Crisis Group. Again, OSF, Open Society Foundation, has given grants to Jewish Voices for Peace. Yeah, I love my family. I have no interest in harming myself.
I would like to echo that sentiment.
I said this before. If Trump is legitimately on the Epstein files and he's on the Epstein list, fuck it. Bury him too. I don't think he is. I'm pretty good at discerning shit. I'm pretty good at fucking reading. Listen, I'm going to say it to everybody who's listening right now. We got 12 people fucking listening right now. And everybody who may listen to this afterwards, adrenochrome is not a fucking thing. Stop taking that bait. Anybody who goes riding down the adrenochrome thing, you're fucking wrong. That's what all Pizzagate and all that stuff is. They torture the children and they do this to extract the adrenochrome. Adrenochrome is not what you fucking think it is. You can literally buy it off the fucking internet. And I know people who have, and I know people who have ingested it. And I can tell you right now, it does not do the fucking thing that you think that it does. What I will tell you is one of the things that children produce the most are T cells. And what do T cells do? What do T cells do, Steve?
T cells are what combat disease, and it's like, isn't it like an it's the God? I know this too.
T cells are known as T lymphocytes and are a type of white blood cell that plays a crucial role in the immune system, specifically the cell-mediated immunity. Or is that really no? I'm sorry, not T cells. I'm sorry. I fucked that up. It's not T cells. Stem cells. My friend who is a Trumper told me I'm a psycho crybaby today over getting upset by Trump. What were you upset about? I think Denise Smith and Daniel Lopez are in the marsh off of the Lower Bank Bridge in Egg Harbor. I knew a Danielle Lopez. What? Stem cells. Stem cells are undifferentiated biological cells that can differentiate into specialized cells and divide to produce more stem cells. They are crucial for the development of tissue repair and can be found in both embryos and adults. And there are two main types, embryonic and adult stem cells. Self-renewal, they can divide and replicate themselves, maintaining their undifferentiated state. They can develop specialized cell types such as muscle cells, nerve cells, and or blood cells. If you're trying to stop your aging, you're trying to be youthful constantly, don't you think that this would be something that you would take? Isn't that what fucking Brian, what's his name's fucking doing? It's not Smith, is it? Is it Brian Smith? No. Billionaire. I wonder if I just type in billionaire vampire. Yep, there it is. I knew it.
Can you please be more specific?
No, I don't have to be. It literally is the one that I was talking about. Vampire transfusions and the intergalactic willy waving the lives of modern billionaires. Brian Johnson, that's his name. Brian Johnson. Brian Johnson literally extracts his son's fucking blood and re-injects it into himself. I think it's a fucking dog whistle to let everybody know that that's actually what the elites have been doing to children.
What the fuck? Well, didn't God, what was it? Was it George Soros? I think he had like 9 heart transplants.
No, that was I want to get this right. That was the Rockefeller.
I remember like one of those people, like those the big wigs in that
Rockefeller.
circle. He had like 9. It was like this was like years ago.
Transplants.
But yeah, it's just like,
yeah, it was David Rockefeller's 6th heart transplant successful. Oh, supposedly this is false. False. And of course, let's just go down to the bottom here. World News previously reported the eyewitness accounts of Jesus' miracles. Okay, Rockefeller finally passed away at the age of 101 in March 2017. I don't trust Snopes. Run cover. That's sort of an interesting. He kind of looks like somebody, doesn't he?
Yeah, that was him. Yeah, he got like so many heart transplants.
I see why you make the mistake. Because there's Georgie boy, and there's
yeah they look extremely similar.
Yes. Okay, the claim that David Rockefeller received multiple heart transplants is false. There is no credible evidence to support this claim. David Rockefeller, who passed away in 2017, did not undergo any heart transplants. This rumor appears to have originated from satirical and unreliable sources. Okay, fair enough. This guy. This is the guy that does the fucking vampiric shit. And the part that I love is like, they're like, he's aging backwards. No, he's just getting like, he doesn't look younger. I think
it said 47.
Yeah, he's like 47 now. That doesn't look younger. Sorry, I don't buy it. Oh, yeah. And the other part on top of it is that he's fucking vegan.
Looks like he looks like he dyed his hair and maybe got some plastic surgery with that 2018-2024 comparison. Looks like he dyed his hair black or brown and maybe got some like work done on his face where his cheeks are less chubby. That Buckinator thing where they like suck fat out of your cheeks and accentuate the jawline and shit. Yeah, like he's just and like this is like a whole nother fucking thing of like why like reverse aging and like trying to make yourself through plastic surgery or whatever. Like what's so terrible about just like aging naturally? Like as a result, like you just look like a fucking monster by the time you're like in your like 50s and 60s with all that plastic and shit injected into your face anyway.
If it doesn't allow me to run, jump, swim, and play the same way that I did when I was fucking 14 years old, I really don't give a fuck about it. It's just trying to slow yourself from fucking dying. And I think it's asinine. That's my opinion.
No, I agree with that. Would I want to still be able to like run, jump, swim, and play as with my kids, you know, when they're older and like or grandkids or whatever? Like, yeah, but I mean, I feel like I'll probably also enjoy sitting on a nice big comfy recliner with a blanket over my legs watching TV.
I don't think people realize. And one of the things that I realized when I was very young, people were talking about like the meaning of life. What is the meaning of life? And I personally feel as though that I solved it. The meaning of life is to pass on your genes and your experience. That's the meaning of life. And
I agree. I agree completely. It's to pass on what you've learned and your knowledge and to teach your kids to be a good person and to teach what you know. And
because
that's science.
Without doing that, say you do stop doing that, there is no more life.
The key to life is the reason we're all here is to just simply the key to life is to simply live.
No, you're not wrong. Yes. Stop it, Halden. You don't have to get abused here, bud.
Did you watch did you ever see Super Troopers 2?
Yeah.
The key to life is a penis in your household.
In your asshole. No, the key the
Steve, do I have a new child? No. I do not. I just have my one kid.
The meaning of life. To pass on your genes, but also to pass on your experiences.
Yeah, I agree.
I've been crying nonstop about not knowing how to answer questions on the transcription job application. When in doubt, Halden, Google. All this world does to me is abuse me. When in doubt, Google, brother. Trust me, I fucking do it constantly. If I get a question and I'm like, because I, like you, have the ability to say exactly what's on my mind, and that tends to get me in trouble sometimes. So I will answer questions. I will never forget. I went to a job interview. I'm going to tell you straight up. I went to a job interview for a nightclub that was opening up at the casinos, and they asked me this. Absolutely, I personally believe. Steve versus pee pee poo poo. You're such a douche. They had a panel. It was all these people that were getting hired, and they said what was better for the job, a person with experience or a person, what was it? It was this fucking ridiculous question, and everybody answered it this very highly specific way, except for me. I answered it that a person with experience is better, where all these other people behind me started fucking saying that a person with experience can steal and do all these fucking horrible things. And I'm like, that makes absolutely no sense, because you can't, like, the logic to me was you can't have experience if you didn't work the job for a long period of time, and you don't work a job for a long period of time by doing the wrong thing, it doesn't matter because the place ended up fucking closing anyway. So I'm glad I fucking missed out on that opportunity. I didn't fucking need it. But what I come to find is my obtuse nature tends to get me into hot water every once in a while. And I just think that if you are trying to get an answer that you don't really have the answer for, Google it. I don't know anything about my PayPal account and it wants to know that. Well, yeah, it's because it wants to pay you. You probably need to set up a PayPal account if you don't already have one. And if you don't remember your old one, just set up a new one. I need to get something to drink. I'll be right back.
All right. Yeah, we went all over the place today. I didn't really. I mean, I'm kind of glad because I don't really want to delve too deep into that subject of like where's the list, because it's like there's only so much you could really go in on it. Like I just kind of wanted to voice my opinion on it. Like wait, first like there was a list and now there isn't one, and it's just like what? Like make up your minds. So that was just like I just kind of wanted to.
Sounds like miscommunication to me. That. Sounds like complete miscommunication to me.
That's a pretty big miscommunication, though. Like you have this like this stark piece of evidence.
We're not in the middle of the investigation.
You know,
we're not in the middle in the investigation.
I know.
If okay, me and you are working in two different departments of the same company, right?
Mm-hmm.
I know that we have this thing going on, right? I suspect that there's money laundering happening somewhere in the fucking building, right?
Mm-hmm.
I tell you, get to the bottom of it. It's gotten public. You're going to go out. You're going to tell everybody, I'm getting to the bottom of this. We get to the bottom of it, and it turns out that it's the entire board. Right?
Okay.
So now we're in a situation where do we fire off the entire fucking board in the midst of whatever, in the midst of the business's operation? But you got to get rid of the CFO, the CEO, I'm the owner. I'm not the business. I'm not the CEO. I'm above that. And you're something else, but we got to get rid of all 14 members of our board. What is that going to do to a company?
Yeah.
What is that going to do to a company? That's going to fucking hamstring it.
But at this, but are you going to let these people?
In the meantime, you thought it was you thought it was just the CFO. Originally, you thought it was just the CFO.
Okay.
Right. And you're a forensic accountant that I brought into the situation, right? You're not even tied to the business completely. But if my business does go under, I stop paying you. You uncover the fact that it's not just one department. It's all the fucking departments and the board. And it runs runs super fucking deep from the fucking front registers down at the basement of the building. How do you go about it? What do you do? You're talking about firing off 90% of upper management and probably 75% lower management. How does a business operate?
In a way, I would say, not even in a way, like I would say that, you know, the company would, if it goes under, it goes under.
No, that's not feasible. I'm the owner of the building. I'm not going to let you put me under.
Or
it's my livelihood.
Get rid of get rid of all the people that work there that were on that list.
Okay.
And then just do a mass rehire.
Okay, but wait. You had the right thing. Do you do it all at once, or do you do it piecemeal?
It would probably have to be piecemeal. Yeah.
You would go department by department.
Yeah.
And you start off at the lowest, and you work your way all the way up, because you start off at the lowest, then you can build a foundation in the investigation with all sorts of prior evidence to nail the higher ups so that they can't squirm their way the fuck out of it. Right?
Yeah.
And you clear out.
Yeah, because if you fire everybody all at once, then the company just becomes virtually shut down overnight.
Right.
There's nothing can be done.
Right.
So yeah, you would have to do it department by department, work your way up. Yeah.
Trump comes out. Trump comes out and says, Epstein's over with. The case is over with. And like I said, that case itself is over with. And then promptly releases a leak. Now, this is the other part. This is how I know that this leak is internal. When they talk about the prior leaks that have happened in other situations, like the bombing of Iran and how CNN leaked the misinformation, what did they do? They freaked the fuck out and they went after the journalist, right?
I didn't know anything about that, but okay.
Yeah, that happened. Basically, what came out, well, a journalist published an article saying that the bombing missions they didn't work. They were null and void. So then everybody was running with that, and then the actual debrief came, and the debrief proved that the buildings were actually destroyed and yada, 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 yada. And they had to play like fucking clean up, because they're like, no, all your information is fucking bad because you got it third hand through this other guy over here. So this leak about the Comey Brennan thing, because they haven't announced it. This hasn't been announced by Pam Bondi, but this has been leaked on good authority that these two guys are under investigation. Because I'm telling you right now, they're not going to announce that these people are under investigation, because they're flight risks. They're all major flight risks, because they all have access to being able to leave the country. And what are they going to do? They're going to hit the low guys first. And you have, dude, if they pull John Brennan in, they have to do the discovery on him. It's got to be, they're going to have to pull up everything that John Brennan ever did in the CIA that he put his name on. Are we going to see that? Probably not.
No.
We're not going to see a lot of it. Or we will. And we won't see the names that are on it. But that doesn't mean that the investigation is just over right there.
They could make another case.
They're going to. That's how you would. If you were. That's my point, and that's exactly what I was saying. That's what the company analogy is. You're going to have to. You wouldn't build a giant fucking case and go after all 14 board members. You would make 14 different cases, and you would run it from the department, from the bottom of the department up.
John Fu for president, everybody.
I just want a business. Just give me a fucking business. Let me write a movie.
Speaking of which,
no, we're not talking about it.
Okay, yeah.
We're not talking about it. We're not going to jinx it.
It is 9:50 though, and I do have another podcast to prepare for.
Oh yeah, we haven't talked about that at all tonight.
Yeah, so
there's after hours.
To whom it may concern, I recently started we'll call it a sister podcast to this one. So, during the evening, we got, you go to general admissions, after hours, go to joystick.tv, go to the VIP section, the very intimate podcast, if you will, there's been a lot of things that I've seen on other podcasts where people tend to shed a negative light on people who either watch pornography or actually are in the pornography business and all that stuff. And like people there, I'm not going to mention any podcasts by name, but there's a couple podcasts out there that bring these like OnlyFans girls on there to just like belittle them and mock them and just kind of like try just be very demeaning towards them. And I kind of wanted to combat that and in a way. So I started an extension of this podcast to the VIP. So that's going to be going on in about 8 minutes on joystick.tv. That out. I will be there actually speaking with a very special guest on there tonight. So feel free to come and check that out in about 10 minutes.
All right. Do you want to hop off of here and then go prep that up? That way you're not.
Yeah, I'll go do that. Appreciate everyone who came by and hung out with us today and talked about everything from the political stuff, war stuff, and
I am never going to stop being a truther.
Our heritage thing. Don't you ever stop. No,
I am never going to stop being a truther. And like I said before, if it turns out that Trump's a fucking scumbag, bury him. But I got to see it. I got to see it done. I got to see the proof and the horseshit proof that everybody's been fucking throwing up there right now. It's just.
I agree.
As for like Anthony Weiner and Joe Biden and fucking Hunter Biden and all these other people where I've actually seen photos of these people doing this horrendous shit. That's why my opinion is the way it is for the fucking Democrats, because this is the thing. I would venture to say that I am like a 90s Democrat. I was a fan of Clinton. I mean, I can't be mad at a guy for getting a blowjob at work. I mean, what the fuck? But
right, and he played the saxophone, one of the best instruments ever.
But they have become and I'm not saying people, because the people are different. The people want to believe that the people higher up that are supposed to be representing them are good people. And the problem is they're not.
Mm-hmm.
And if it turns out that Trump is a fucking douchebag too, fucking send them all out to the fucking island and let them fucking figure it out there. But I've actually seen photos that I could pull up here, but it would probably get us flagged of shit.
So that's another thing with how scary good AI is getting now. It's
that
getting
is a problem.
That is a problem. It's getting, compared to how it was just a few years ago.
Did you see the video of
people can put a regular prompt in?
Have you seen
you could put a prompt in AI of me and John butt fucking, and it'll look legit.
Listen, don't put your dreams on the internet. Okay.
Just let me live, John. Let me dream. Just let me have this one thing, please. AI is getting so good.
Can you dick touch your asshole?
I'm not answering that on here.
Can you dick touch your asshole?
Shut up.
Can it?
No, stop.
Oh, I was going to say, good, go fuck yourself. Have you seen the video that somebody took of the video watching the pod of Hillary Clinton walking into Epstein's supposed cell?
No.
Yes, that's already out. So they released the video of like supposedly monitoring, which it isn't his cell, because I actually have a map of where his cell was. It was actually on the lower floor. So you're looking over this balcony. It's on the lower floor and to the right. But this cell that everybody's walking in and out of is actually the check-in for the fucking security. And they actually have a video of Hillary Clinton. Now she's like 7 feet tall in the fucking video because the dimensions are all wrong. Walking into the fucking, you know what? I gotta see if I can fucking find that before. That's what I'm gonna end this on. Hillary Epstein's cell. Come on, it's got to be on fucking YouTube somewhere. Short videos. Is this it? No. Fucking Instagram. Where is it?
By the way, I love that Instagram analogy you sent me, like comparing if it was Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. It's just like General Hux on Instagram, just like screaming
the first order.
Yeah.
Facebook's old people, TikTok's kids, Instagram's the Fourth Reich. I can't find the video right now, but yeah, if I find it, I'll fucking send it to you because I've seen it like 3 times already. It's hilarious.
Yeah, when you find it, send it to me.
Fucking Tyson. Damn it. You had to put it out there. Tyson's already making the video.
Trying to see if we can give me a sale of the command. On that note, thank you for tuning in, everybody. Until next time.